because it's only used on first stage Pokemon. Most Pokemon that have Rattled as a first stage get rid of it when they evolve.
Which makes
So that
sense.
leans to the idea that Wiglet will have an evolution. But if not, and it has decent stats, Rattled would be a pretty good ability. Especially because with the lack of pursuit, you would have ghost types dominating the meta. And so having a water type switch into the abundance of dark type attacks would actually be pretty good.
Definitely.
So, moving on from... That's my iPad. Moving on from Wiglet, though, which was pretty cool in terms of conversion evolution, we are throwing back to Gen 4, which was cross-regional evolutions, and having...
Girafarig. Into Farigiraf.
Yes, so keeping the palindrome naming sequence, we have Farigiraf, which is a normal psychic type, just like... And... Honestly, it's about time.
Yeah, my only problem with it is the pronunciation, because, you'd think that they'd have giraffe in the name, but no, they gotta go with the other version of G for the name, which, it bothers me, but you know what, Farigiraf sounds fine.
Yeah, and I mean, between Farigiraf and Grafaiai, this generation has some interesting names.
I think that's not gonna lean towards a trend at all, because,
Who knows?
because at least, things like Miraidon, Koraidon, Ceruledge,
Armarouge, Sprigatito, Fuecoco.
those are easy to pronounce and have some origin in,
But I mean, I feel like Grafaiai will definitely have an evolution that will go along with it.
It looks like a single stage. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's a single stage.
Maybe. But enough about Grafaiai. Back to Farigiraf. Normal Psychic. Finally. I remember when I first saw Girafarig in Gen 4, I thought it evolved. I thought it had an evolution. And then I found out it didn't. And I was like, wow, this is fucking garbage. So now it will probably have better stats. I'm assuming its stat line is going to be comparable to Weirdeer, personally. Just because, Stantler and Girafarig introduced to the same generation, single-stage Pokemon that suck and probably are going to be better with evolutions.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, so we got Kudchu, the least impressive of the two, but still pretty interesting. So how that one works is that at the end of your next turn, which it's pretty niche because
it should consume it again.
Yeah, consume it again at the end of your next turn.
Yeah,
which could be interesting because healing moves. I mean, that's a solid. Would it be 50% or 30 or 66% recovery?
30. Oh, wait, it's 66. The best thing I've ever thought of for this would be substitute sets, where you substitute down, you activate your citrus berry, say you get the prediction right on this. When you substitute, you can get a free heal. Say you protect, you get a free heal, meaning you can substitute again potentially.
Yeah, and then the other one might be Slackberry in very niche situations, or the priority one.
Yeah, or Custap.
Yeah, the Custap Berry, that one could be...
But especially given the fact that Ursaluna is most definitely going to dominate both OU and VGC, you're better off with the second ability that Farigiraf has, which is...
Armor Tail.
Which Armor Tail looks to be another version of Queenly Majesty or Dazzling, which is that it will stop priority moves. Now, the biggest will stop moves, because Queenly Majesty and Dazzling do not stop Prankster moves, unless it's Thunder Wave. But Prankster Tailwind is what people are worried about. I personally think it's not going to stop things like Prankster Tailwind.
Yeah, because typically the distinction between that is just, it's a status move instead, so it's not blocking any damage.
Exactly.
Which it's probably going to be treated the same.
Because Prankster Thunderwave or Prankster Will-O-Wisp, those are stopped. Because that's what Queenly Majesty stops. Right? I'm pretty sure Queenly Majesty stops Prankster Thunderwave from Grimmsnarl. I believe it stops it when it attacks the teammates. But who knows? But it's also probably going to be good in singles because revenge killing. obviously, if, say, for somehow, some way, your Farigiraf was sweeping in Gen 9 NU, and the only way to stop it was a priority move, well, you're fucked.
Yeah. Or the other way around. Say,